Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus today. My name is Cara Shirley and I am your digital news desk host. I am happy that it's Friday. Are you guys happy it's Friday? It's been a long week, although it's been a short week because it was a holiday week, but it feels like it's been a long week. We got a lot to get to today as far as news goes. We've got some updates on some things that happened overnight. We have an officer involved shooting that happened. There was also a body found under a bridge here in Jackson. And we're also going to be speaking with an expert in just a little bit on a subject that I had never heard about before, but once I talked with her and learned what it meant, it really hit home with me. And it's money dysmorphia. It sounds like a weird title for something, but I believe once you hear from the expert in just a little bit, it's really going to speak to you and maybe help you with preparing your finances and getting them more in order. First things first, though, before we jump into the news, let's go ahead and take a look outside over Jackson with our WLBT uh, Skycam here from the WLBT studio. We got some clouds in the sky. There is some blue peeking through, though. And we are watching the skies here because we know there is going to be a chance of rain coming through tonight, a chance of severe weather coming through. But we're going to be keeping an eye on that for you. Now we will jump into the news where we're first going to talk about the officer involved shooting that happened here in Jackson, involving a Jackson police officer. And the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations is now investigating the shooting. Because someone did unfortunately lose their life in this shooting. So, officers responded to a call for service near Dixon Road here in Jackson. And NBI spokesperson Bailey Martin says that when the police arrived, the person approached an officer in a patrol vehicle and pointed a weapon at the officer. Chief Joseph Wade later told us that night that his officer then deployed a taser. Let's go and hear from Chief Wade right now.
Upon the arrival, the officer, before he could exit his vehicle, an individual walked up to his car and tried to get into his vehicle on the driver's side. The officer at that particular time gave verbal command for the individual to disengage. The individual did not. The officer tried to kick him to get him away from his door as he tried to get into the police vehicle. The officer then deployed his taser. The individual was non-compliant. He ran off into the wood line to the right of me.
When Chief Wade says that the officer did try to tase the man again, but he still would not comply. It was then that the officer fired his gun, he striking and killing the person. The officer involved did not receive any serious physical injuries. And of course, NBI will share the findings of their investigation with the Attorney General's office. And if we hear any additional information on this, we will certainly update you guys with the information. Now, also, police are investigating a shooting that happened early this morning, and it happened at the intersection of Highway 80 and Robinson Road. So I'm going to pull that up here on the screen so you guys can see where that is. So here is where the intersection is. If I zoom out, we see where it is in relation to downtown Jackson, just to give you guys a little bit more of an idea of where this happened. So we have downtown Jackson right here. Let me take this a little bit bigger for you guys. So downtown Jackson is right here, and then the shooting that they are investigating happened right over here to the left of your screen. So JPD says that one person has been taken to a local hospital. Now we don't know yet what led to the shooting or if there are any suspects at this time. And we don't know the condition of the person who was taken to the hospital. But we are looking into that. And as soon as we get the information, we will keep you guys updated. Yesterday here in Jackson, police they found a body under a bridge and they are investigating it. So WLBT Plus was the first on the scene, and it was at High Street, right under the I-55 overpass bridge. Now, the body was described as being badly decomposed. Officers were blocking off that part of the road while the body was removed. We don't have any other details at the time. I do have this, the location of this for you guys on right here. So we have, this is High Street, and we have I-55 right here. This is the area where the body was found underneath this overpass here. As soon as we get more information, a more confirmed information, we will, of course, update you guys with that as well. So, the murder suspect who was arrested here in Jackson, Jeremiah Hampton, he has been denied bond. So, police arrested Jeremiah Tuesday in connection with the May 22nd shooting that killed Juan Taylor on Medgar Evers Boulevard. Wlbt reported this on the 22nd when it happened. Now, Clinton police say that that shooting was also connected to a drive-by shooting and a fire that happened at the same house on Cherry Park Boulevard. It took place the next day on May 23rd. He was arrested for that murder, and he has been denied bond. So he is in jail currently, and we will continue to follow the case with him, give you guys the updates as they come in to us. And yesterday, we told you a story about a woman who had claimed a state trooper had sexually exploited her in a case before a Rankin County judge. And now she wants the case to be permanently dropped without giving a reason why it should be permanently dropped. So the woman made an allegation against a former Mississippi Highway Patrol trooper, Ivana Williams, claiming Williams recorded a video of the two having an intimate encounter without her consent, and then allegedly sent that video to several people within the agency. Well, those allegations have not been proven, and Williams has not been criminally charged. There was a hearing this week at a Rankin County Chancery Court, and an attorney representing the alleged victim withdrew her motion for a restraining order, which does effectively end the lawsuit. But if there are anything else that happens with this, we'll continue to follow it, and we will keep you guys updated. Courtney and Jackson gave us a look yesterday on some different perspectives on school choice. So, Mississippi House leaders say that they would like a school choice conversation to be viewed through a different lens next session. So, Speaker Jason White says those discussions would be about public to public school transfers rather than moving kids to private schools. Now, he says they could involve discussions on how to make it easier for students to transfer to other districts more easily, creating a magnet school on college campuses in the Delta is another consideration of leaders in the House. Now, we did speak with one grandparent, and she says that she hopes that they don't make these decisions alone.
I would say to our lawmakers, our decision makers, it's time to meet with someone that's in that particular setting, meet with the parents, the grandparents, the school system, meet with those persons to see where we are and what it is that they need to succeed. That's what it's all about.
So the bills to create a type of choice leadership wants the type of a choice leadership wants to see did die this year in the session, and some organizations like Parents for Public Schools think that those type of decisions should be made at a local level rather at a state level. What is your guys' opinion on that? What do you think about the choice for moving between public schools and within districts? And should it be a choice that is made to where it is the same across the board, across the state, or should it be more of a county by county, maybe even city by city type of level, or school district by school district type of level. What is your opinions on that? Or, with the school choice, do you think it should even be something that is discussed? We would love to hear your guys' opinions on that. Then we've got some good news that is happening here in Jackson. And the Jackson Public School System is going to be serving over 100,000 meals to anyone under the age of 18 for their annual summer feeding program. So the school district's child nutrition department made the announcement today, and this is their 33rd summer feeding program and the fourth consecutive year that both breakfast and lunch is going to be served, or will be provided for anyone under the age of 18. So they expect to serve over 43,000 breakfast and 69,000 lunches. Breakfast is going to be served from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Lunch is going to be offered from 11 to 1 Monday through Friday. And there are several area schools that is listed here, like Bates Elementary School, Clausell Elementary School, Wilkins Elementary School, and you can find all of the schools that this includes, where the breakfast and the lunch will be served, as well as their addresses on our website, wlbt.com. You can go check that out. And if you know anyone who would be in need of that, make sure you let them know about it as well. So tonight on WLBT, there is a special that is happening, and it's our hurricane preparedness special. It involves all of the chief meteorologists from all of the gray stations here in the state of Mississippi. We have WLBT, we have WTOK in Meridian, WDAM in Hattiesburg, and WLOX down on the coast. And this is going to be an hour-long special on things that you can do now to prepare for hurricane season. You don't want to miss it. It is going to be on at 7 o'clock tonight here on WLBT. You'll be able to watch it on air, and it will also be streaming on our website. So you will be able to see all of that. And I really suggest that you guys check it out. Here, let me play a promo of it for you so that you can see what it is about.
2024 could be one of the most active hurricane seasons on record. First Alert meteorologists at Gray Television's powerful network of Mississippi stations are working together to help you prepare. See this 1-hour First Alert weather special, Hurricane Season 2024. Prepare Mississippi, the information you need to know to keep you safe this hurricane season. Friday at 7 p.m. on WLBT3. On Your Side, sponsored by Recon Restoration and Rankin County Custom Roofing and Construction. 2024.
So again, like I said, that is going to be on WLBT on air, and of course you can stream it on our website and also on our app. Download the WLBT Plus News app. That's going to get you alerts for any breaking news that we have, as well as the ability to stream all of our newscasts, whether it be live as it's happening, or you can stream it on demand and catch it at a later time if that's what works best for you. Also, download the WLBT First Alert Weather Team app, because there is a chance of severe weather moving through our area tonight. And if there is severe weather warnings or anything issued in your area, you're going to get that alert on your phone from the WLBT First Alert Weather Team. And you can rest assured that they will be here tonight watching the skies to see what is happening out there and if anything severe is headed our way. So make sure you do that. Tune in for the hurricane special tonight. Hurricane season starts tomorrow, and they are expecting this year's hurricane season to be a particularly strong one with a high amount of hurricanes. Of course, that is yet to be seen. We'll know for sure when hurricane season is over if their predictions are right. But it's never too late, or I'm sorry, it is too late. It is never too early to get prepared for that. So watch the special and learn what you can to be prepared for hurricanes when they are headed your way. So we're going to take a quick break real quick. When we come back, we're going to give you a look at your forecast real quick so that you can know exactly the timing of what is coming through tonight. And then we're going to be talking with a financial expert from a company called Raisin. And she is going to give us some tips on overcoming money dysmorphia. And if you don't know what that is, stick around. You're going to find out in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
Breaking news leader. First alert weather coverage means that we alert you at the first sign of dangerous weather. With more weather forecasters than any other station, more weather tools than any other station, and the only station in the country with mobile weather radar technology that allows us to catch weather threats that the National Weather Service radar can't reach. Sunrise to sunset, 7 days a week. We are WLBT, 3 on your side, and Mississippi's most trusted First Alert weather team. The WLBT First Alert Storm Tracker is your live look at weather conditions from a ground level view. First alerting you of severe weather like no one else and covering weather threats from every angle.
Let's go street level down, pretty close to where the circulation is. We'll get right in front of it.
Informing you first with minute-by-minute updates. We are your WLBT First Alert weather team, 3 on your side, and Mississippi's most trusted station during severe weather. Sponsored by Environment Masters. Watch WLBT live and on demand with the WLBT News Channel, Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and YouTube TV. Download the WLBT News Channel and watch Mississippi's most trusted station for news and weather. WLBT is Mississippi's breaking news leader.
I watch WLBT every morning. I really trust WLBT to give me what I need to know.
WLBT has really been part of my family.
You can always tune it on to watch the news and the weather.
They keep me abreast of everything that's happening in my community.
They're an honest news network.
Maggie Wade. Maggie Wade is my favorite anchor.
Carmen Poe, she's very funny. I like her jokes.
Watch WLBT. Thank you.
WLBT is on your side.
And if it wasn't for you, we still wouldn't have knew.
Breaking the most important stories.
The court declares a mistrial in the matter of the state of Mississippi versus William Ervin Edwards.
The police, they screwed up the investigation because they really didn't investigate.
Breaking news that impacts you.
Where is it going to stop? Where is it going to stop?
We are WLBT, 3 on your side. Mississippi's breaking news leader. 2024 could be one of the most active hurricane seasons on record. First Alert meteorologists at Gray Television's powerful network of Mississippi stations are working together to help you prepare. See this 1-hour First Alert weather special, Hurricane Season 2024. Prepare Mississippi, the information you need to know to keep you safe this hurricane season. Friday at 7 p.m. on WLBT3. On your side, sponsored by Recon Restoration and Rankin County Custom Roofing and Construction.
And I'm back. Sorry for the delay there. And we're going to take a look at our forecast right now and see what we're looking at over the next few hours. First, though, let's look at where our current temperatures are outside right now here in the Jackson area and surrounding areas. Let me see. I've got some technical issues here. Let me get this pulled up for you guys. I apologize for this. So outside currently here in Jackson, we are looking at I apologize. We're looking at about 80 degrees right now outside in Jackson. We do have some cloudy skies out there. I showed you that earlier when we looked over downtown Jackson on our sky cam. And let me get that pulled up for you guys again so you can see that. So here's the sky cam looking over downtown Jackson. We can see those clouds in the sky as we are anticipating the weather that is coming through tonight. So our current temperatures outside right now, we can look at those. We got 81 in Hazelhurst, 80 in Jackson, 75 up in Lexington. They are the coolest one on the board right now. But over the next 12 hours, we are looking at a very significant increase in the chance for rain. So around 1 o'clock, we're looking at a 40% chance. And then around 5 o'clock and later, we're looking at a 70% chance. There is a very strong chance of strong thunderstorms that is going to be moving through our area tonight. You want to make sure that you, again, download the First Alert Weather app so you can get those notifications as they come in if there are any warnings that are going on. So we could see roughly 2 to 4 inches of rainfall actually over the next 7 days. So there is also a low end flash flood risk, and that could happen actually later in the weekend. As far as tonight, we're looking at a slight risk, level 2 to 5, and that could include some strong thunderstorms in our area. I'm going to pull up the current radar for you. You can see we have up in Attala County, Leake County, we've got some strong storms up in that area right now. And then down near Wilkinson County, moving into Franklin County and Pike County, we got some little scattered thunderstorms, strong bursts of storms happening down there that is going to be moving up through our area starting later this afternoon into the evening, with the main threats being damaging wind, large hail, and we can't rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado. That's why it is important for you to make sure you download either the First Alert Weather app, make sure you have your notifications turned on, and you get those updates on any severe warnings that come through our area, possibly come through our area tonight. Now, over the next 7 days, we are looking at a higher chance of rain, which is, as Peyton has said, is a typical summer forecast, summer weather pattern there. Most of that, the chances of rain moving into next week, starting with Sunday through next Thursday, is a 40% chance, but those are mainly in the afternoon. Not expecting a lot of strong storms next week, but there is rain chances every day next week. But as we've been told, that is, of course, the norm for severe weather here in Mississippi. That's just the way it is. So make sure that you are tuned in to WLBT to keep yourself and your family updated and safe on any severe weather threats that come our way. I want to show you again the promo for the hurricane special that is happening tonight. And when we come back, we're going to be speaking with financial expert from Raisin about money dysmorphia. You don't want to miss it. We will be right back.
2024 could be one of the most active hurricane seasons on record. First Alert meteorologists at Gray Television's powerful network of Mississippi stations are working together to help you prepare. See this 1-hour First Alert weather special, Hurricane Season 2024. Prepare Mississippi, the information you need to know to keep you safe this hurricane season. Friday at 7 p.m. on WLBT3. On Your Side, sponsored by Recon Restoration and Rankin County Custom Roofing and Construction.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for continuing to join me here on WLBT Plus. My name again is Cara Shirley. I am your digital news desk host, and we have a special guest with us right now. Her name is Emily Zakonas. Good morning. Well, it is morning, but this is airing this afternoon. But good morning, Emily. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me today.
I am so excited to have you here. Now, you work with a company called Raisin, and I've never heard of Raisin before until, getting to do this interview with you. What is Raisin?
Yeah, so Raisin is an online savings platform for consumers to find, fund, and manage all their savings in one place. With one login, you get access to our over 60 different partner bank and credit unions, all federally insured. You get access to their exclusive high yield savings products, such as money market accounts, high yield savings accounts, and CDs. So again, kind of our differentiator than any other platform is you create one login, and then you can spread your savings out among products from all of those different 60 banks and partner banks and credit unions. So it kind of simplifies the savings process and allows you to maximize your savings potential while keeping all of your money totally insured.
That sounds amazing. I've never heard of that before, and it's probably been around, and I'm probably just not savvy enough to know about it. But there is it's a trend, a latest trend that is happening to really like Gen Z and millennials. I'm barely in that millennial age frame, um, but it's called money dysmorphia. And while I had never heard that term before, when I read what it was, it hit. It was like, oh, I know exactly what that is. So, why don't you tell us what money dysmorphia is?
Yeah, it's definitely a feeling that I think we've all had before, but has a little bit of a new term now. So money dysmorphia is an altered perception of one's own financial situation. This really comes from kind of the constant bombardment on social media from, say, influencers or celebrities of kind of their lavish lifestyles. It really creates this altered perception of what really is financial success and what does that look like. It can cause a person after a while to start really comparing themselves to this unrealistic standard and start thinking, maybe I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and how am I supposed to ever get there? Then it causes you to feel a little bit anxious and maybe a little bit insecure about your own financial situation, even when you really don't have to feel that way.
Like I said earlier, that hits so hard because you do see, like you said, these influencers and everything on social media living these jet setting lifestyles. And it makes you feel like maybe. Like in my case, the 2006 GMC Sierra truck that I drive is not quite good enough for everything else. But that's not the case with money dysmorphia. You're just not seeing your finances clearly.
Exactly.
So there are you got some tips to help people work through money dysmorphia to kind of get over that way of thinking, if you will. Tell us tip number one that you have for everybody.
Tip number one is definitely to kind of, recalibrate your reality, I say. So put the phone down, stop scrolling, which I know is a little bit harder to, to actually put into practice than is to just say it. But really, it's time to kind of take yourself out of your digital world and kind of look at the world around you and say, you know what? Everything's okay. Let me take stock of where I actually am instead of just constantly comparing myself to what I'm seeing online. Maybe it is time to unfollow or mute a couple of those influencers who, when you find you're viewing their content, you're starting to kind of feel a little bit bad about yourself when you don't know these people and their situation really doesn't compare exactly to yours. And what you're seeing online is most times kind of that highlight reel.
That is exactly the word that was just going through my head when you were explaining that, because social media can be the highlight reel of people's lives. Nobody wants to talk about being late on their power bill or not being able to buy groceries this week, but they're happy to show off their expensive vehicle or their new purse or whatever it may be. So I love that tip. Recalibrate rather your reality. And I think that is something that people can do not only when it comes to money dysmorphia, but in so many different areas of life this can apply. Now, you also have another tip. Your second tip is talk to your loved ones. So expound on that. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I really think, a lot of times we always say it's a little bit taboo to talk about your finances. It can be a little bit scary, but it's actually really important, especially when you're getting a lot of your information online. It's time to, again, get yourself back into your physical reality and start tapping those in your own circle who you really respect and you trust. Maybe it's talking to just a friend who you are able to have open conversations with and finding out, hey, I'm not alone. They're also making their student loan payments. They're dealing with credit card debt or whatever the situation might be. Or maybe it's talking to an individual who you really respect and you think is in this really great financial situation and talking to them and hearing they were once exactly where you are today, and even talking to them about how can I get to where you are. It kind of helps you make sure you're feeling, not alone in that situation, and also helps you to realize that there are people there who support you.
No, I'm a big advocate for mental health awareness and paying attention to mental health. And it's kind of like also need to maybe think about your financial health the way you do your mental health. You need to talk to someone and be open and real. And it's great to be able to find that person that can be open and real with you about where they were or maybe even where they are in life currently. to help you see your reality. So that is a great tip. Talk to your loved ones, whoever that loved one may be, family, a trusted person, whoever. So your third tip is something that I can very much admit to not paying enough attention to myself in the past, maybe even as the past as far as last night. But, tell me what your third tip is.
My third tip is definitely to actually, know your own numbers. I know not all of us love to open up our banking app or our credit card app, especially after, you've done a little damage shopping or something. It's a little bit anxiety inducing to open those and actually see what the reality of your numbers are. But knowing your numbers actually allows you to create this benchmark. You can't create a plan and make actionable steps to get to where you want to be unless you know where you actually are today. So it's time to kind of, again, stop, take stock, and that'll allow you to achieve better financial future because you can make that plan for the in-between.
So funny. So you don't want to open up your banking apps or anything. The only reason why I opened mine today is because it was payday. I was been afraid to look. So it's like the struggle is real and the stress of it is so real. And it's not, you're not alone basically in feeling this out there. Those of you who are watching, it's a true thing. Everybody, I think, hopefully, I say hopefully, that sounds wrong. Like I want people to struggle with their finances, but everybody has been there in some way, shape, fashion, or form. Now, number 4, this is a great tip. Tell us about it. Is it make a plan and tell a friend? Tell me more about that.
So as I kind of mentioned before, now we know our numbers, we have our benchmark here. Now it's thinking about what actionable steps can I take in the short term and the long term to achieve realistic financial success and financial stability for myself. Another part of that is, again, tell a friend. We're going back to the idea of you need to hold yourself accountable, and it's always good to actually have someone else hold you accountable. I think when you actually, create a plan and you say those things out loud, it'll actually hold you more accountable. So you're more likely to actually do it.
Tell a friend. Make sure it's a friend that you can trust who will fuss at you, if you're not doing what you said you were going to do to help yourself, someone that will hold you accountable. And your last one, I think this is probably something that is a struggle for everybody who struggles struggles with money dysmorphia and deals with that. It is start saving.
Yes.
Let's talk about the saving because that is hard.
Yeah, I think one key part of this, especially being a Gen Z myself, I had the same bank checking and savings account since I was probably in early high school. It wasn't until I hit after college that I actually took the time to look and see, what is the interest rate that I'm actually getting on my savings account. One really cool thing that you can do is actually make your money work for you and make your hard-earned money earn more money for you. So I took the time to look and say, okay, here's what my traditional savings account, what they have me at right now. And I did the time to do my research and learned about high yield savings account and that you can get a higher interest rate so that you are earning more money on the money that you already have. And that's actually what brought me to Raisin as a customer before actually being an employee. We had some of the best rates, and I thought it's time for me to put the money that I have saved up this whole time, and I can earn more money off of that so that I can take control of my financial future, make the payments that I need to make, and have savings for the future.
And, you also say here, even if it's just $10 or $20, especially, how we talked about earlier, you look at these influencers or people on social media with their highlight reels and you see these big things, you may think, oh, well, $10 or $20 isn't going to be that much. It's not going to do that much for me. And we don't tend to look at it over the long term of the effect of saving that $10 or $20 a week, every 2 weeks, a month, whatever it is. Start small if you got to, but start saving.
Yeah, exactly. I think what we're seeing on social media too, again, that highlight reel, it's a snippet of what's happening in that moment when really savings is a long-term thing. We're saving for the rest of our life. Our financial well-being is part of our entire lives.
That is so true. You can retire without savings. You just might not be very comfortable doing it. So, I really appreciate you coming on, Emily, especially speaking on this money dysmorphia, because like I said, I had never heard of it before until I read about it and read about it with you. And I was like, this is something that a lot of
We
people
know
deal
this.
with. I spoke with someone that last week about mental health, and I was like, it's something that everybody deals with. This is something that everybody deals with. Some of us may be on different levels than others, but it's something everybody struggles with.
For sure. And I also think, your financial well-being and your financial peace of mind is a part of that mental health. It's a part of your whole quality of life and your psychological well-being and psychological safety. So it's important to take hold of this. And I think it's also something that'll improve your overall life quality.
Well, you said this is savings and the money that you can earn on savings is what brought you to Raisin. And after being a customer with them, that says a lot about the company that you trust them so much that you were able to move from customer to employee, because now they really control your money. No, I'm joking, but you know what I mean. This is a big step. So what do you do at Raisin? What is your role there?
Yeah, I'm actually our events manager. So I do a lot of face-to-face interaction with our customer, which is amazing. The reason actually that I found Raisin in the first place, it was some of my own research. And actually, I took one of those actionable tips. I talked to someone I trusted who was my dad. He was using Raisin at the time. It was called Save Better previously. We are now called Raisin. He said, you should really look into this. You have a great job. You're making some extra money. If you're going to stash that away somewhere, make sure your money's doing the work for you. I mean, I'm a Gen Z. I graduated into the pandemic. I was very fortunate to be able to move home and be able to save on rent and things like that. Thank you to my parents for that. So it was time to put that money somewhere that I could keep earning on it.
That is great. So how can people get connected with either Raisin or with you? However, what do they need to do to make these smarter financial choices, including Raisin?
Yeah, I mean, opening a Raisin account really takes about a minute to up to 3 minutes, I think is our longest we've ever had. You just visit raisin.com. The steps are easy and written out there, and everything will be written out so you can just follow it right away. And that's kind of it. It's pretty simple.
Sounds very easy. And I will make sure that I have the information that she just said as far as finding Raisin up on the screen, so everybody can make sure they see that and go follow Raisin or become a part of the Raisin community. Would that be something to say, I guess?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite phrases is I get to interact with members of the Raisin community on a daily basis. It's one of my favorite parts of my job.
I love that. And that is part of one of my favorite things about this job is getting to learn things from people, money dysmorphia, and getting to meet new people and do things like this and maybe help educate and help people have a better future. Exactly. Maybe even just myself, even if it's just me that I'm helping, I'm happy to be here. Emily, thank you so much for joining me today on WLBT Plus and giving us these 5 wonderful tips on how you can overcome that money dysmorphia and make sure that you are making smarter financial choices for now and for your future. I appreciate it. And I'd love to have you back on again sometime.
Much. I love being here. So great chatting with you.
Yes, thank you so much. And we will be back for Well, everybody, that is it for WLBT Plus today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Make sure you download the First Alert Weather app so that you can get notifications if we do get any severe weather in our area. And also make sure you're tuning into WLBT tonight to watch our the hurricane preparedness special that is done by all of the meteorologists from Gray Stations here in Mississippi, all of our chief meteorologists. That's going to be tonight at 7. It's going to be airing across our website. And of course, you can watch it online. Well, on air. So you guys have a great weekend. I will be back Monday at 1 o'clock, and I hope that you join me then. Bye, y'all.